Hi guys, welcome to my class. Once again, my name is Bolaji and I'll be your virtual assistant coach for the day. Okay, so briefly, I would like to introduce what being a virtual assistant is, and that is the main thing, the main cause of the main bone of intention we are actually going to be talking about in the next few minutes. So, this is Virtual Assistant 101, Introduction to Being a Virtual Assistant. Now, a lot of times, a lot of people think about what does it mean to be a virtual assistant, and a few people are like, being a virtual assistant is actually being an assistant that works from home or being an assistant that works remotely. But in actual sense, being a virtual assistant is way more than being a staff that works remotely. Although a virtual assistant is a staff that works remotely, but it is way more than being a staff that works remotely. So in the course of this training, I'll be guiding you through what it means to be a virtual assistant and how you can be a virtual assistant. Thank you. Okay, so if you made your way here, if you are seeing this video, I'm glad to tell you that you have made the right decision by getting this ebook, clicking on the link to this video. It's a beginner guide to being a virtual assistant, and I hope that you find answers to every unanswered questions about what being a virtual assistant is at the end of this book. Thank you. Okay, so who is a virtual assistant? A virtual assistant is a self-employed personnel that provides professional, administrative, creative, technical, analytical, and social assistance to clients remotely. That is, they work basically from home. So if you're a virtual assistant, you can see being a virtual assistant is actually way deeper than what we're actually looking at it as. So if you're a virtual assistant, you can be an administrative, you are a professional administrative or a creative or a technical or analytical or social assistant to clients. And one thing you need to know about being a virtual assistant is that a virtual assistant majorly works from home. Yeah, some works hybrid. Depends on the niche you are working on. So I work as a social media manager most of the time and a writer while being a virtual assistant. So I have clients that actually, require my physical presence at least once or twice or thrice in a week. So I work remote and I work hybrid. Now, another thing you need to know about being a virtual assistant that a virtual assistant is a personnel hired by a company, business, or a person to serve as a support to their business, either through administration, creativity, analytical, technical, or social. Okay, so I fall mainly on more on the creative part, and I do a bit of technical part too because creativity and technical works line by line. So now this set of individuals work majorly remotely from their home office, and the mode of communication is through internet, email, phone call, conference, or online workspace. So this is what it means to be a virtual assistant. Let's proceed with our lesson. Now, what does a virtual assistant do? I'm a virtual assistant, I'm a creative virtual assistant. So, in the course of this training, you will get to know what I do as a creative virtual assistant. And if you are a virtual assistant in other niche, you can get to know what you can do in your preferred niche as a virtual assistant. Now, an intelligent way towards getting things done easier and faster is by hiring a virtual assistant. Fine, let me give you like a quick guess about or a quick gist. Okay, so one way to get things done easier and faster is by having a virtual assistant. Take this scenario: you are a fashion designer, right? You have a clothesline business, you make nice outfits and you sell them, and you have few staffs that works offline for you, maybe the stylist and the designer and all of that. And the truth is that a point will come in your business, you as the boss or as the CEO, you might not be able to meet up with certain things in the business. Take for example the social media aspect. Believe me, every business now needs to be online. That is it. Every business right now needs to be online. So even if you're a virtual assistant, you need to be online because social media gives you the access to connect with people, to meet the right audience, to meet the right client, to get jobs, to meet people and all of that. So if you're a business or you're a freelancer, or in as much as you do something that fetch you money, then it is advisable for you to put your business out there so as for your business to gain visibility and to be known by a lot of people. That's why your business needs to be online. Now, as I was saying, back to the fashion brand. Now you have good, good attires, you make good clothing and all of that. But at the point, you just feel like, okay, I'm not making a lot of sales, or even if I'm making sales, I still want to make more sales. I want more people. I want the big guys, the big ladies in Lagos and Abuja to know about what I do. I would like to have clients, even home and abroad. What do you do? You get yourself a virtual assistant, especially a creative virtual assistant that can help you with your brand visibility, your social media management, your content, your videos, and all of those things. Now, as a business owner, you might be able to do all of those things, but believe me, business owner cannot be online and offline at the same time. One needs to go for one, and it's always advisable as a business for you to actually handle the offline part of your business. Be in your business, like day in and out, be in your store, be in your salon, be there for your business, while also contracting the social media or the online presence of your business to a virtual assistant, a creative virtual assistant to be more precise. Okay, so a virtual assistant does the following: responding to emails and phone calls, you schedule meetings, you book traveling and recommendations, you manage your client's contact list, you provide administrative support, you schedule meetings, okay, you provide customer service, you do social media management, bookkeeping, content management, research, time management, personal assistant tasks. Don't forget, don't forget you work majorly online, so you can still run your personal assistant tasks online. So let's proceed. Now, there are different niches you can work as a virtual assistant. Now, one of the main reason I created this presentation is because I noticed that a lot of virtual assistants, especially the entry levels or the new ones, they just come out there and every day they are like, I'm a virtual assistant, I'm a general virtual assistant. And I'm always trying to ask them, what exactly do you do as a virtual assistant? Like, what are the services you render? How can I recognize you as a virtual assistant? And they're like, I can manage your email, I can manage your phone calls, I can manage your days, I can. And I'm like, you can't do everything. Like, you can't be everywhere, right? If you want to be productive as a virtual assistant, you can't do everything. Let's be sincere. You can't be jack of all trade and expert of none or professional of none. So you have to, face one particular part of being a virtual assistant and work extensively on it. That is how to be productive as a virtual assistant. So the very first niche we have is a creative virtual assistant. The second one is administrative virtual assistant. The third one is executive virtual assistant. The fourth one is analytical virtual assistant, and the last one is technical virtual assistant. I know as time goes on, we'll be having different niches, but based on my research and experience, these are the five major blocks. If you want to choose a niche in virtual assistant, then these are the five major blocks you can actually work with. Okay, so like I said, I'm a creative virtual assistant. So who is a creative virtual assistant? A creative virtual assistant is a virtual assistant who offers creative services to creative businesses. Services to be rendered as a creative virtual assistant includes, now, before I proceed, let me take a break and quickly explain this to you now. As a creative virtual assistant, I offer creative services to creative businesses. Now, creative services. We know the creative industry is an industry standing on its own in everywhere in the world. So, as a creative virtual assistant, I render creative services, right? I render creative services to creative businesses. So, most of the times, I work with creative businesses. Maybe you are a digital marketer, you are an online marketer, you run a business online, and you need the creativity part, you need the live part, the online part of making your business grow. This is where I come in as much as you run a creative business and you need a creative like me to come into your business, to strategize with you, to plan with you, to execute plans with you, and at the end of the day, convert all of that to sales. That is where I come in. So part of the services you can render as a creative virtual assistant includes graphic designing, social media or community management, blogging or ebook creation, copywriting or content writing, photo or video creation, and photo or video editing. You can see that it is a whole lot different from I manage emails, I manage inbox, I manage phone calls and all of that. So if you're a creative virtual assistant, these are the niches you can actually work on to be productive. Now, to the other part, an administrative virtual assistant. An administrative virtual assistant is a virtual assistant that offers administrative services to businesses. Administrative services to businesses. Now, this is not creative services. Although we have virtual assistants who also render administrative and creative, but at the point in your career as a virtual assistant, you actually need to know which niche you can merge together. I match technical and creativity because they work hand in hand. I can't merge creativity and analytical, right? I can't I can't match those two together because analytical deals mainly with accounting, bookkeeping, record keeping, and all of those things. And if truly you're a virtual assistant and you want to be productive, you don't want to start thinking about how to create content with how to balance an account book, right? And how to do data entry, and that is a whole lot for your brain. So these are the tasks that are the services that an administrative virtual assistant can render: customer service, time management, cold calling, Excel or data work, appointment management, inbox and call management. Furthermore, you can also render the services. You can also manage email by responding to emails and phone calls. You can be the one scheduling meeting for your client. You can book their traveling and recommendations. You can manage their contact list. You provide administrative support, right? And you also do research work. That is if you are an administrative virtual assistant. So let's quickly move to the next one. An executive virtual assistant now. An executive virtual assistant is kind of similar to being an administrative virtual assistant. But the difference is that an executive virtual assistant works majorly with top executives in the company to help them with tasks that they are unable to meet up with. That is, you work with executive, maybe you work directly with the CEO of a big company, you work directly with maybe the vice president, the president, the managing director. They might have their personal assistant, right? But there are times that the workload and pressure might be too much for their personal assistant and they need to contract some task out to someone. That is where you come in as an executive virtual assistant. So you work with executives in a company. Services you can render also includes time and event management. You can also schedule meetings and book appointments. You can do the travel bookings. You can do research work for the company, for a project, and all of that. Then you can also help them with lead generation. You also help them with data entry and analytics, code calling, and Excel work. So administrative and executive are the work ends and ends. They are connected. So you can be an admin support and also be an executive virtual assistant. Can we see how these things, like how they work ends and ends? So You can't be a creative and be an executive because creativity on its own is a lot of work. But you can merge creativity with administrative. You can merge administrative with executive. So this niches they work hand in hand. Now, the next one we want to talk about is the analytical virtual assistant. Now, an analytical virtual assistant, as the name implies, deals majorly with analytics, accounting, and the arithmetic part of the business. Now, we have business owners who can't keep records, who can't have a track record of their sales, of their inventory, and all of those things. This is where an analytical virtual assistant come in. They are majorly accountants. They have a good accounting background, so they know all about the balance sheet. And I'm not an accounting student though, so I can't really say much about that. The balance sheet and all of those things. So, as an analytical virtual assistant, you help with the services you can render includes record keeping, accounting, bookkeeping, data analytics and reporting, database management, data entry, and Excel data works. So those goes with the analytical part of being a virtual assistant. Now, to the next one, a technical virtual assistant. Like I said earlier, I'm a creative virtual assistant and I also work as a technical virtual assistant. Majorly because, let me say, I studied computer science, so I have a background knowledge about technology, right? So it makes it easier for me to actually work as a creative and as a technical support. So, a technical virtual assistant is a virtual assistant that offers technical services to tech-based companies. Services that can be rendered includes website creation and management, email service provider, those that manage, create, set up your MailChimp, manage your email and all of those things. Payment gateways and processors, that is your PayPal, Stripe, like those are part of the services you can render. You can help companies or tech companies set up all of those things. Then you can create digital courses like I'm doing right now, emails, e-commerce solution. You can help them with an e-commerce website, help them set it up, help them run it. All of those things that majorly needs to do with technology. So if you're an analytical virtual assistant, you know very well that merging technology and analytics together is going to be a whole lot. Like it's going to be like a big pressure on you. So you don't really want to merge those two niches together, right? So also, let's continue. Yes, you can also help with affiliate programs, right? Help them create a Thrive cards. You know, there are some clients that have they are into affiliate marketing and they need affiliate programs, how to sell, how to do this. Basically, you can support them in setting all of those things up. Also, extra fancy funnels, you can help them create click funnels, lead page, deadline funnels, and all of those things. Also, you can work as a project manager because project management deals 70% with technology. Okay, so we are coming to an end of this virtual assistant 101 introduction to being a virtual assistant. Now, skills you need as a virtual assistant, irrespective of the niche you want to work as a virtual assistant, you need the basic survival skills. These skills are basic. You need to have them. The first one is project management. If you are a creative and administrative and executive and analytical or technical virtual assistant, you need to have an introductory or foreknowledge about how to manage projects, how to manage your client's project, right? How to help them manage a particular project. It might not be a big project, it might be just a small project, but you need to have this project management idea. That's the very first one. Then we move to good communication. Communication is key. In fact, it is key for you as a virtual assistant. As a virtual assistant, you should know how to communicate with your client, both online and offline. You must know how to do the emails, use phone calls, right? Use the Trello board, use which other one is there? In fact, so many means of communication, in as much it is a way for you to reach out to your clients, know how to use your email, your Slack board, your Trello board, and all of those things. Then time management. You need to be time conscious as a virtual assistant because you are a remote staff, right? So whenever you are handling a project or you are working with a client, you might most of the time you might have to work with deadlines. So you must be good at managing your time. And if you go through my Instagram post, you will see how I made a post. I made a few posts about how to be productive as a virtual assistant and knowing how to manage your time, having a to-do list, a schedule, right, a calendar that guides you through what you do daily is also a good option when it comes to time management. Then you need to have the basic IT skills. IT skills like you must know how to operate the computer, the PC, your laptop, right? You must know how to do, the basic MS Word, PowerPoint, Excel work, and the basic thing, Google Slides, Google Sheets, Google Docs. Those are the basic things you need as a virtual assistant. Then you must know how to do the basics in social media management. You don't have to be like a social media manager with 2 years experience, but you might actually need to know how to manage, especially your own social media page, because that is like your online portfolio for clients to see you. Then you must have a good writing skills, irrespective of the niche you are working at. You must be able to at least construct good messages, good emails, right? Just the basic writing skills. You might have to use Grammarly, right? Grammarly is very good for when you want to type and you don't want to make mistakes or you want to correct your errors and your all your wrong spellings. So you might actually have to subscribe to using Grammarly both on your phone and your laptop. Then the next one, problem solving skills, which is actually one of the soft skills you need. You must be able to, okay, if there's a particular problem in the client, in the company you are working with, or the clients you are working with that is work related. I'm not talking about personal related problems, but that is work related. You should have the basic knowledge to guide them through, help them through. That makes your clients feel more relaxed and make them know that they have actually hired the right person for the job. Then also creativity. You must be creative. The basic creativity now. You don't have to be a dullard or over serious or a serious kind of person, but you must be creative to some extent, right? Do the basic creativity things, right? Then reliability. Every client wants to work with someone that is reliable, someone they can count on, someone they can easily leave their business with and have nothing to worry about. So, as virtual assistant, reliability is a skill that you actually need. Then organization, you must be well organized, especially if you're working as administrative and analytical. It must show in your work. Your work must be well organized. Then you must be detail oriented. As a virtual assistant, you work remotely as an assistant. So they believe that you are someone that you shouldn't be able to forget things that easily. So you might have to work maybe with a calendar with a kind of reminder that anytime your client is telling you a particular thing, you can easily jot them down so that maybe your clients forget or it slips their mind, right? You must be able to provide the details to them, like words to words. So you need to be detail oriented. Then the basic accounting, 2 plus 2 equals to 4. Record keeping, you must know how to give records, keep records. Then confidentiality, you must be very confidential, right? You're working with someone and you don't want their information being leaked exposed. So you must be confidential as a virtual assistant. Learn to keep your client's secret, irrespective of whatever it is that has happened. Learn to keep their secret. So that brings us to the end of Virtual Assistant 101, Introduction to Being a Virtual Assistant. I believe that you all have been able to at least know what it means to be a virtual assistant, how to work as a virtual assistant, the niches that you can work as a virtual assistant, and the skills that you need to become a good virtual assistant. Thank you. So, here it is. Thank you for reading. Thank you for listening. To know more about getting started, kindly reach out to me. Here is my WhatsApp number, my email, my Instagram username, and my LinkedIn username. Thank you very much. I hope I've been able to answer a few of your questions about getting started as a virtual assistant. Thank you. See you in my next video. Bye.